I was assigned to speak about malware or malicious software, how it affects Tiqvah, how Tiqvah can utilize tools against it, and how they can move forward and better their operations so they can run more smoothly. So before I start, I'm going to go over a little bit what I'm going to talk about. So first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about a general background, understanding what malware is. Next, I'm going to talk about relevant threats that Tiqvah is exposed to. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about benefits of antivirus software. And lastly, I'm going to talk about protection options that Tiqvah has. So before I begin, it's important to understand what malware is before we can understand how we can defend against it. So malware or malicious software is designed to gain access and damage the computer. So they want to try to do that without alerting the user of the computer. People know them most by viruses, but they can be all sorts of different types of things. For example, they can include spyware, worms, trojans, rootkits, keyloggers, and any other type of malicious code that infiltrates the computer. So there's different types of malware that people are exposed to, or computers are exposed to. And unfortunately, malware creation is on the up and up because people are using computers more, and the lure of money is a lot higher. So people are online trying to hack into information and steal it. So that's not good. And much of malware is created through forced advertising, which would be considered adware, or stealing sensitive information, which could be spyware. And there's many different types of factors that can leave a computer vulnerable to attacks. And a few of those examples is defects in the operating system design, having all the computers on a network running the same OS or operating system, giving users too much permission, and just using the Windows OS. So there's definitely some exposure there. So relevant threats to Tiqvah. Business owners, they know that computers are essential when trying to run successful operations, and especially at Tiqvah, that's very important. Computers need to be running at all times so that educators, students, anybody can be using them. So let's see. We know that Tiqvah uses their computers, so children or the students can log on, check their grades. They send emails back and forth, I'm sure. Financial data, I'm sure that they track a little bit on there as well, and all that sort of other stuff that they store. So they have a lot of risk exposure to viruses and malicious software. You got to think the kids are using passwords to log on to the computer sites. So if they log on to their school website, they're going to have passwords to log on, and those accounts could have really sensitive information like addresses, phone numbers, names, social security numbers, things like that. So it's important that that does not get breached. So a few benefits of antivirus software. It blocks or it closes potential security leaks. So if you have antivirus software, it's going to protect you from people stealing information, things like that. And the benefits of antivirus technology far outweigh any of the negatives. And the only negative that really is with having antivirus is that sometimes it updates and takes a little time, but the time is nothing, because the first benefit is that it allows your computer to run smoothly. That's important for Tiqvah, because if the computers are running smoothly, the kids can't use the computer, things like that. Secondly, it protects against computer hackers. Antivirus is going to not allow hackers to hack on. Your information is going to be kept private, things like that. Very, very important. And the last is antivirus software can result in cost efficiency for a user's unit. And although antivirus can be costly up front, it's gonna pay off in the long run. It extends the life and usage of a computer by protecting hardware and the operational software from harmful viruses. Very important. It's going to save you money because you're not going to have to go get your computer fixed and things like that, and you're going to know that your information is kept private. No one's going to be stealing. You're not going to ever get sued because people are taking information that needs to be kept private. So the best option to protect against malicious software is antivirus, of course. And there are some free versions online, and there are also options where you can buy. The problem with the free version is that all of the ones that I came across, you have to use them only for you only have to use them for home settings. So you're not allowed to use for commercial. So that's where Tiqvah would find a problem with that. But even if I had a choice, I would choose the versions where you can buy, because they're going to be more extensive. They're going to offer some better protection, and that is what's important at the end of the day. So the two options that I came across was Norton Antivirus and Kaspersky Antivirus. Norton can be used for business, personal, professional setting, which is good, and it is compatible with most of the popular OS systems. Its cost is $49.99 per computer, and that includes updates free of charge, so that's important too. And Kaspersky, which is the last option, can be used for business, personal, and professional settings as well. And like Norton, it is also compatible with most of the OS systems. Its cost is $30 per computer, and they offer free shipping online orders over $35. So those would be two great options for them to look into. It's going to cover them. It's going to give them peace of mind, and at the end of the day, that's going to help them carry out their mission statement of helping. And yeah, so antivirus software.